Hello, this is Matthew Robert Payne, and this is a personal prophecy for Kiza. I'm not sure if you're a male or a female, but that's fine. God knows who you are. If you're tuning in on YouTube and just watching this as a prophecy, like some people have been known to do, please enjoy this. This is personal prophecy. If you go to the description tag down below, you can go to my website and request your own prophecy. If parts of this prophecy seem true to you, it's just like the scriptures were written to people thousands of years ago and they apply to us today. The same is true of prophecy. When God speaks, sometimes it can refer to everyone or certain individuals, not just the person it's sent for. So if this personal prophecy blesses you, take that and believe in it because it's probably what Jesus has to say to you. I prophesy through Jesus' voice mostly, and even though I'm speaking the third person, Jesus is saying it. So, Kiza, I'll just pray and dedicate this to the Lord and then prophesy. So, dear Father, I pray that you give me a word for Kiza, a word to bless them, lift them up, their spirits, and encourage them in Jesus' name. Amen. See, like a leopard or a lion, depending on how I focus, stalking, walking down low on the first couple of legs and getting ready to run and jump after a prey. And I sense this is your posture when it comes to intimacy with the Lord. You are the sense that you're very determined and you've got the goal of spiritual intimacy in mind with Jesus, and you're determined. And I know there's various ways people say read the Bible, pray more, spend time at church, interact with other Christians. There's various ways that people suggest publicly and in books on how to develop intimacy with Jesus. There's a book that I wrote from being in a place of intimacy with Jesus. I sat down and I thought about the aspects, the keys to my intimacy with Jesus, and I came up with a book, the number 7 keys to intimacy with Jesus. I One of the major keys to intimacy with Jesus is obedience, and another one is having two-way conversations with Jesus, and another one is asking Jesus questions. And intimacy uh, with Jesus is the key to everything spiritual, and it's one of the keys to operating in the gifts. It's one of the keys to progressing in the gifts, to walk in spiritual power and all sorts of things. And it's a key to being taken in the rapture. Not all Christians are going to be taken in the rapture, and it's a key to actually going to heaven. Remember in Matthew 7, Jesus said, "Depart from me, I never knew you." So he wouldn't say, "Depart from me, I never knew you," to people who are spiritually intimate with him. So it's one of the keys. Get spiritual intimacy, and I sense that you're pursuing that, and I would order the book 7 Keys to Intimacy with Jesus, and I've got a book called How to Hear God's Voice, and another book, 24 Ways to Hear God's Voice, or something like that. If you type in 24, it'll come up with a book. I encourage you to buy those books, read those books. take notice of those books. And if you want to develop the ability to talk to Jesus and you don't learn in how to hear God's voice and you don't capture it, one of the essential things to develop close intimacy with Jesus is two-way conversation. If you read those books and you haven't been able to capture it and develop talking back and forth to Jesus, friend request me on Facebook and we'll have a chat and I'll get that activated in your life for free. It'll be a pleasure to do that for you. I sense that like the number 8 may have come up to you. You may have seen the number 8, 888 or something. You may have seen 8 a number of times. You may not have, but number 8 stands for new beginnings, and I believe that when you find out how to develop your intimacy and you put that into work and you develop your intimacy, I believe that you're going to enter into like a new beginning. You're going to have like you're going to have a life part 1 and then a life part 2. I've got a service called a Prophetic Destiny Blueprint where I go through 9 to 10 different spiritual functions that you're called to do on earth, and you can request that service off me if you like, and that'll be more revealing. But as you find intimacy with Jesus, you'll find yourself, you'll find the reason you're living. When you can have two-way conversations with Jesus, you can find out answers to your questions. You can be directed more fully by the Holy Spirit, and your Christian life is overall more exciting and more enjoyable. It's really good to know why you're here and understand why you're here and be walking hand in hand with Jesus. And Jesus can really use you powerfully when you're on board and you're on the same page as him. I sense that Jesus really loves you. He loves your outgoing nature. He loves your kindness. He loves your gift of hospitality, how you'll entertain strangers and you'll entertain people and make people feel welcome. He enjoys your compassionate nature and the kindness that you show to people. You've developed many of Jesus' attributes, his personality attributes, and you've become like a very nice person, very agreeable person, even when people say things that you disagree with. You're very gracious in not always defending your point of view and not embarrassing people and not having arguments. You're very agreeable. It doesn't mean you agree. And if you have the opportunity, you may say something on your Facebook or say something publicly that shares the truth rather than have an argument on the spot with a person. You're encouraged by different writers and different Christians, and you see different Christians, and you tend to want to be like them and emulate them. I wrote 121 Christian books before I stopped writing, and the Holy Spirit told me I'd finished. And I really encourage you to read many of the books. The books will teach you how to emulate the life of the disciples, the life of the early church. And it really is like a modern gospel that's put forward in the books. There's 4 books on writing books. They're probably the only books that you could avoid if you're not going to write other books. But I sense that The Holy Spirit would really love you to take the time and read each of the books, get the core message out of the books, and come and align yourself with the character of Jesus and manifest Jesus. You can also order a Destiny Blueprint, and that'll give you a lot more comprehensive view of who you are and what you're destined to do. I pray that this prophetic word has been a blessing to you and encouraged you. Just remember that intimacy with Jesus is your key, and I see you down on your legs, stalking that and wanting that, and I believe you'll be blessed by 7 Keys to Intimacy and my other books that I suggested. I pray that this has really blessed you, and I'd love to hear your feedback. God bless.